But starting tomorrow, Pookie's going to be over here, and Max is going to be LCS. Max will be starting this weekend for the LCS team, and Huki will be playing our academy games with us.
I think I'm decently consistent. I mean, I have like some bad games and I have some really good games. Like being aggressive is really good, but too aggressive is like, it just looks like you're hard hinting, but in reality it's just like small mistakes. Some games they're not there at all, and then some games they are there. So I think it's just like the mentality of the day. It's like some days we 100% should beat this team, but we don't because the small mistakes come up. But if we play a better team, the small mistakes don't come up as much. I think the week before this one, we should have 2-0'd. So I was pretty disappointed about that week because if we 2-0 that week, it's really nice for us. But I think if we go 1-1 this week or 2-0 this week is just as good.
We shouldn't be happy with any loss, right? So going 2-2 doesn't feel like a success, right? It feels like we're not quite where we should be at.
It's like a team effort, you know? It's like, it's Kelsey, it could be Stunt, it can be like anyone. They call you out on it, you sort of own up to it and say like, yeah, I am making these small mistakes. Like I keep doing it, I'll try to fix it.
Being more consistent is a lot about fixing mistakes and making it a habit of not making those mistakes again. So before I used to just give feedback after the game about mistakes and try to tell them how to fix it, but when they've started becoming more frequent, I would just start pointing out in game and be like, hey, don't do that again.
Don't ult me, don't.
I want there. Yeah, don't ult me unless I say ult me. Because that led to the series of events that led to Baron dropping.
So there's 2 weeks left till the playoffs and the standings are really close, so every match matters. We try to get in as much practice as possible. We want to go into playoffs with as high of a standing as possible. It's possible for us to get second place, and we want to try to aim for that. So Academy meta right now is really just picking scaling champions. Since everyone is going to be making small mistakes, eventually the game will go late and you'll win the game. So we've won a lot of games like that, and I think our team is really good at enduring and team fighting, and so I see us winning through that. So as a veteran on a team of rookies, I'm trying to give a lot more feedback during review and trying to make sure that everyone's fixing their mistakes both in and out of game that they're making. A lot of the teammates on this team are very capable of improving at fast rates. I think most of them had little to no competitive experience, but they have good intuition, so they had a good starting point.
You probably have a pretty good idea that they want to start you in LCS this weekend. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's going to be the situation. Starting tomorrow, we'll be screwing with Huki, and you'll be over there for the rest of the week. So.
Okay.
Any concerns? Anything?
Am I the only change being made?
As far as I know, for now, yeah.
Okay.
So, but starting tomorrow, Pookie's going to be over here, and Max is going to be LCS. Max will be starting this weekend for the LCS team, and Huki will be playing our academy games with us. So.
In the time in academy, I think I'm just hoping to learn to reflect on myself a little more, and just kind of like, you know, like enjoy the game itself. The thing that I want to teach the most is a line of professionalism and enjoyment. I think they are all here to like pursue their dream, which is great, same as me, right? But I think it's really important that you're having fun at work, you're having like fun on what you're doing as a job, but also at a certain point you have to realize that there is some kind of responsibility that is given to you, and sometimes you have to take it seriously, sometimes you might not like it, but you have to work on it. I think what I want to teach them the most is that kind of concept where like you should still look to enjoy your job. Also, there will be some circumstance where like you have to be really hard on yourself and hard on your teammate and be honest with them.
Our match versus FlyQuest was pretty disappointing for us, especially because we feel like we're the better team. There were a lot of moments in that game where I definitely could have played better. I remember there was a time bot lane where we had a free pick on Jinx, but I body blocked our Alistar and I stopped to hit a ward and then I died for free. And just giving up kills like that in general made it really hard for us to win.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, wait for me to be there, wait for me to be there.
Nice. Could have played it.
Every match definitely helps us see what we're missing in terms of what we need in order to be a good team for playoffs. And I think that our loss today versus FlyQuest really taught us a lot about what we need to work on going forward. After our loss, I was pretty down, especially because I played pretty poorly individually, but the morning come the Echo Fox game, I was super pumped and ready to prove why we were a playoffs worthy team, and I think it showed in our game for sure.
I think our team comp was pretty good. I think it was something like we outscale and we win early. The Chronobreak slightly messed up our focus a little, but it also messed up the enemy team's focus a little bit. It's kind of bad overall for both of us, so that equaled out.
The Chronobreak occurred because we had a very unfortunate lag spike. The lag spike was timed when Fragus was invading their jungle and his character started fighting the Sejuani, and he was trying to make it so that he could W away, like W to a ward and get out, but because of the lag, he accidentally W'd himself, and so we were thinking, okay, it's probably gonna die.
Well, we're coming. Zoe is slowly coming first. We have 180.
I just started like teleporting, like I started like moonwalking.
I mean, it was rushed now. Like, he saw that.
Well, I mean, it's hard to tell.
I think they got a lot of kills, but it was on like the jungler and the support, so they didn't matter as much. And then I basically always win split, and team fight. We just stalled until we could win on those parts. I was testing Nico a lot in scrims, and it was like, there was one team who did it against me, and I was like, wow, this champion's broken. And then the next day I did it against another team, and they're like, wow, that champion's broken. And I was like, oh yeah, that champion's broken. Sadly, we couldn't do that the first game, because that wasn't the Nico angle, but the second game it was, so I played Nico. I feel that my performance in scrims is about the same level as on stage, and it's not like a low level, it's pretty high. I'm just focused on what champions are the best right now in top lane, because I'm not concerned about like if they're better than me or not, because I already know the answer to that. I'm just concerned about like, can they choose something really cheesy and troll me? Because I think my laning and everything else basically has gotten a lot better than all the other top laners, so I think I should be fine in that regard.
I have some pretty good ideas of what I want to come prepared to talk about and to focus on for the last week. I think that continuing to make improvements in our early game is good. I've been really hesitant to even talk about what our problems look like on past episodes of the show, just because I feel like we weren't making as much headway. I think now we kind of are, but I think that just focusing on making sure we're patient about our execution, everyone's on the same page, and we'll show up well for our last week.